Good evening, I'm Nisa. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight it is election day and holdups at some polling stations have some voters walking away. Plus, the province gives a fall legislative session preview, which includes potential changes to who can run for office. And a rally outside the Edmonton courthouse today demanding justice for Samuel Bird.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Isa.
It's Municipal Election Day in Alberta. People across the province are voting for their next mayor, council, and school board trustees. Some Edmontonians have walked away from their polling stations saying the wait to vote isn't worth their time. CTV's Evan Kenny joining us now from the Jasper Park polling station in West Edmonton. And Evan, how are the lines looking now?
Nairman, there's been a steady stream of people coming in and out of this polling station here throughout the day. Now, through those doors behind me, there's a lineup of 20 people to 24 or so. Not that many compared to some polling stations like Waquentwin or McKernan, who had lines of upwards of 100 people. And some voters even told us they had to wait hours to cast their ballot. Now, some people we spoke with blame the long lines on the changes made by the province ahead of this election, now requiring all votes to be counted by hand. All electors are required to fill out a statement of eligibility form at the voting station. Some people also need to be added to the permanent electors register before receiving their ballots. Other people waiting in line told us problems with the Wi-Fi was slowing down the registration process. The city says it was dealing with internet issues early in the day, and tech teams were sent out to deal with those issues and reboot the system. Regardless of why, the delays stopped some people from voting this afternoon.
Well, we didn't get to vote. I have to go to work, so we had to leave because we got here and registered or filled out the form. A long lineup ahead of us, and it looked like it was taking 5 minutes-ish per person, so we did some math and figured out we'd have to come back later.
You don't get the day off for voting, do you? So, I'm just saying the people who can make it here are making it here, but like I say, waited a long time.
Voting stations are open tonight until 8 o'clock. Anyone still in line at 8 o'clock will be allowed to vote. Now, the city says with all the changing to the voting process, it has no way to reliably estimate wait times and is asking people to plan ahead and to have patience. Nairman?
All right, thank you. That's Evan Kenny reporting live for us tonight. Now, with the hand-counted ballots, municipalities have different targets for sharing results. Most plan to release them incrementally as they come in from polling stations. Edmonton expects to share its first numbers around 10 o'clock, while Calgary is prioritizing mayoral results to get them out sooner. St. Albert may not know who its new leaders are until Tuesday or later, as that city will only release results once they've all been counted and verified. Strathcona County plans to get results out as early as possible. Well, 13 people are running to become Edmonton's next mayor, but only a handful have a serious chance. Andrew Knack is one of those people. The three-term councillor is seen by many as the progressive choice this election. City Hall reporter Jeremy Thompson is at the Knack watch party on White Ave this evening, and he has more. Jeremy.
Yeah, Nairman, we're just about 3 hours yet before polls even close, but plenty of prep work going on here at the Epic Market at the Container Village on White Ave here at Knack HQ. Some volunteers putting up balloons and just getting decorations, getting ready for the watch party once there's something to watch. Now, Knack did join this race relatively late. He was planning about a year ago to step away from politics, but once Amarjeet Sohi decided to run for the Liberals federally and not to seek re-election as mayor, Knack stepped forward, leaning on his 3 terms on city council as experience. Now, while seen as a left-leaning candidate, Knack is campaigning on some similar ideas to his opponents. He wants to bring down taxes through a zero-based budgeting system, but says his plan reflects the city's financial reality. On infill housing, he's calling to reduce the maximum unit count on mid-block projects. Many of his competitors want the same. He also ran as an independent, where his main competitor, Tim Cartmell, started the Better Edmonton Party and raised more than 10 times what Knack did.
We knew that not having a party would mean we were always going to be under-resourced on the financial side. But we had the most incredible group of volunteers who have just spent all their time helping us get the information out to Edmontonians.
Initial campaign disclosures reflect money collected through July. They show Knack raised about $54,000 compared to nearly $850,000 raised by Cartmell. Some political analysts believe Cartmell's campaign will spend more than $1 million by the time the dust settles, which is more than any other mayoral campaign in Edmonton ever. Now, Andrew Knack told reporters this morning at a polling station that it was a little strange to mark an X next to his own name for mayor. Of course, he's only ever done it for councillor races in the past, but voting was not the only thing on his schedule today. Knack spent the rest of this day getting out the vote, along with help from his campaign volunteers. Nairman.
All right, thank you, Jeremy Thompson. Another well-known candidate for the mayor seat is two-time city councillor Tim Cartmell. CTV's Connor Hogg is downtown at the JW Marriott's Gretzky Ballroom. That's where Cartmell's campaign is holding his election night event. And Connor, what is the mood like early so far this evening?
Well, Nairman, I just spoke with some of the people who have been working behind the scenes in the Better Edmonton Party. They tell me they're excited, although they do wish that they were able to fast forward the next few hours while we wait for results to come in. Now, earlier this morning, we spoke to Tim Cartmell. He told us that he's happy with the campaign that he's run and the team that he put together. Cartmell is the only mayoral candidate who is affiliated with a municipal political party this election cycle. Cartmell and the Better Edmonton Party, including fellow incumbent councillor Karen Principe, ran on a campaign of lower business taxes, increased safety, and more coordination in city planning. Cartmell is also pledging a 40-day infill action plan. Political analysts that we've spoken to over the last months say Cartmell's infill vote no-show at the start of the summer break could impact tonight's result. And this morning, our cameras caught up with Cartmell at his voting station. He says he feels guardedly optimistic about his chances and is proud of the message that he brought to Edmontonians.
I think we've seen that a lot of people in Edmonton want to see a change. They want to see a change from certainly the previous 4 years that poll after poll and survey after survey showed us that. And we have carried the message that we represent the change that people want to see, that we have a team that will be able to deliver that change.
Now, regardless of tonight's result, Cartmell has pledged to dissolve the Better Edmonton Party at the end of the election. And soon we'll find out exactly what Edmontonians thought of that party's message. Nairman?
All right, thank you, Connor Hogg. All right, Josh Clausen joining us. First look at weather and a little bit of a blip on Sunday. It was cooler. However, I think a lot of people want to hear that maybe that warm weather might be coming back.
It is. Temperature should be back in the teens. It was 10 degrees yesterday for a daytime high. You had a little bit of mixed precipitation in the morning, and the sun came out in the afternoon. And today, sun came out for parts of the day, and we're at 10 degrees once again, which is, yes, a little bit of a blip from where we were last week, but no worse than average. 10 degrees is the average daytime high. We've been spoiled. 10 degrees for a high today puts us around average. We started the day at 3 degrees. Should be back into the low teens tomorrow, mid to upper teens for the middle to the end of this week. Do have some scattered showers here starting to pop up in northwestern Alberta for Edmonton. We'll see some clearing for a while, and then those clouds overnight tonight will slide through, and we get a slight chance of a spotty shower after midnight. This low pressure system is going to bring showers to mainly northern Alberta overnight tonight. Temperatures stay fairly mild, 2 degrees tomorrow morning. Light wind overnight and to start the day tomorrow, but I think by about lunchtime and through the early afternoon hours, we'll see some gusts to around 30 kilometers per hour. Should see about 13 for a daytime high, and then in the 15 to 19 range for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Closer look at that with your 5 and 10 day forecast in a couple minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Well, coming up next, demanding justice for Samuel Bird as his accused killer was set to make a court appearance today.
I didn't expect nothing much of it today. I just wanted to see his face, see him, but he didn't come on the screen.
Coming up Tuesday on Your Morning, we'll be gathering the latest election results from around the Edmonton area. Plus, the host of Traders Canada tells us about a deceitful Season 3.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
To you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Dozens rallied outside the law courts today demanding justice for Samuel Bird. His accused killer was scheduled for a bail hearing. That didn't happen. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains why.
No justice, no peace. Justice for Samuel Bird.
Family and supporters gathered outside the courthouse this morning to be a voice for 14-year-old Samuel Bird, the teen who disappeared June 1st and whose remains were found last week.
Justice for Samuel Bird.
So I thought it was very important we come here to support the family.
I am grateful for everyone that showed up today. I'm really happy. It makes me happy to see all the support.
The man accused of killing the teen, 38-year-old Brian Farrell, was scheduled for a bail hearing. A lawyer appeared briefly on his behalf, and the case adjourned to another date.
I didn't expect nothing much of it today. I just wanted to see his face, see him, but he didn't come on the screen. You know, I just wanted to see if I should call him an animal or what, I don't know what to call him, but I wanted to see his face.
Farrell is facing more than a dozen charges in relation to Bird's death, including second-degree murder and interfering with a body. Lawyer Graham Rapson, who is not affiliated with the case, says the Provincial Court of Justice doesn't have jurisdiction to decide Farrell's bail.
Only superior courts can deal with bail in relation to charges that are listed under Section 469 of the Criminal Code. Typically, the only charge that really is relevant to is murder. So typically it will just go into provincial court more for scheduling purposes.
Even though it's a process that will take time, Barbara Houle hopes the support continues.
We still have to keep supporting Alana and her family while they go through the court system now.
Farrell will remain in custody. His next appearance in provincial court is November 10th. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The UCP government expects to table at least 15 pieces of legislation during the upcoming fall session. One of them will include new rules on who can run in provincial elections. Government House Leader Joseph Scow says the Justice Statutes Amendment Act will ensure only those who, quote, truly care and are serious about representing a community will be put on the ballot. In August, more than 200 people were registered to run in the Battle River Crowfoot by-election.
We have seen instances around the country where certain interest groups have taken upon themselves to confuse, I think, in some instances, some of the those who are going to the ballot box and creating very long ballots. But in terms of our intent, again, is to clarify the process, make it easier for people who are genuinely interested in running for office to get on the ballot and convey their message.
CTV News reached out to the province for further details, and we are told that they will come once the legislation is tabled. The fall sitting starts Thursday with a speech from the throne. The Edmonton Elks are now playing for pride, having been eliminated from playoff contention over the weekend. This marks the 5th consecutive year the team will be watching the CFL playoffs from home. The Elks are sitting at 7 wins and 10 losses following a 37-24 defeat in BC on Saturday. The last time the franchise finished a season with a winning record was in 2017. The team returned to practice today, preparing for one last regular season game.
You always want to be in control at the end of the year, and we are not, and unfortunately we're out. It's a sad reality, but also as a professional, you also have to find motivation outside of things that are out of your control.
We're scratching and clawing to try to get there. Obviously, we fell short of that goal this year, but we still are focused on playing well at home, and I think that's something that we've been trying to build on through the back half of the season.
Despite missing the playoffs, the team is currently riding a 4-game home winning streak. They'll finish the season against the Calgary Stampeders at Cartmell Stadium on Friday. An Edmonton area business is putting a new spin on the classic haunted house. This is the No Bull RV's haunted trailer. It's located in the parking lot of the Leduc business. It has a warning about entering. However, visitors are welcome to check it out and bring a donation for the food bank. The trailer was originally a trade-in that arrived in scary condition.
So we decided, you know what, let's turn it into something. It turned into a little bit of a project that the staff enjoyed. They started ripping things out of it and painting the outside and inside and making it into something that's turned into a benefit to the community because we can help the food bank.
Organizers are trying to collect 1,000 pounds worth of food donations. The trailer opens today and will stay open until November 1st. But still to come. Legendary Canadian band Rush is coming to Edmonton to rock out at Rogers Place for a reunion tour. Iconic Canadian rock band Rush is adding more dates to its reunion tour, and that includes a stop in Edmonton. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson say they are adding 17 new cities to the tour. The band will play at Rogers Place on December 10th, 2026. That will be the first time Rush hits the road since the death of their drummer Neil Peart in 2020. That's German drummer Annika Niels that's filling in. Tickets for the tour will go on sale October 31st. All right, Josh, so we were just talking kind of over the break. It's still golf season.
What did I say last week? I said it's going to cool off a little bit, and then it's back to golf weather this week.
Can't skip out work.
Next week, it takes a little bit of a turn, but even that doesn't look
Try and get out this
below
week.
average. Take a look outside right now. It's the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace fixed right over, it's free. We're at 9 degrees after a high of 10 earlier in the day today, and more sun on the way for at least the next hour or so, and then 6:30 you got your sunset. 8 degrees in Red Deer, 8 degrees in Jasper. 4s and 5s here across the northeast and through the Lloydminster region. It'll be significantly warmer tomorrow in that area. Peace River, Grand Prairie. Well, Grand Prairie was at 10 earlier this afternoon. You're back to 9 now. As you've got some cloud cover, and off to the east, a few showers. West of Peace River, you have some showers as well. There's the clearing that we've gotten into now. So there was a little bit of patchy cloud cover over the early afternoon hours, but now into some clearing. Overnight, though, as this area of low pressure develops off to the northwest of us, we will get back into cloudy skies through the overnight period, which will help hold temperatures up. May also produce some scattered showers. I think most of the rain is going to be across northern Alberta, and most areas aren't going to get any really steady rain. Here around Fort McMurray, though, it may be a little bit of mixed precipitation, and then around the Edmonton area overnight or through the early morning hours of tomorrow, this is about 4 a.m., you could see a few scattered showers. Then skies will start to clear through the morning, and we'll be back under mainly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon. It's sunny with a few clouds again for Wednesday out ahead of this next system, and a nice little upper ridge that builds in and has temperatures back into the 15 to 19 range. Looks like for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 2 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, about 4 in Grand Prairie. Will drop to around 2 or 3 degrees here in the city. 9 for Fort McMurray tomorrow. That's a handful of degrees warmer than today. Cold Lake, Lac La Biche up to about 12. You'll be in the 12-degree range as well across northwestern Alberta. Jasper, mostly cloudy, high of 8. We do have a chance of some snow at higher elevations through the mountain parks over the next 24 to 36 hours. 14 for Red Deer with some sunshine, and 11 in Jasper tomorrow. Here in the city, we'll drop to 2 or 3 degrees above the freezing mark tomorrow morning. You notice the wind stays light through this evening and overnight tonight, but it does start to pick up around lunchtime tomorrow, and at least through the early afternoon hours. Looks like it'll be 20, gusting to about 30 kilometers per hour. High of around 13 tomorrow afternoon, and then even warmer for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 15 Wednesday, although we will start out below 0 Wednesday morning. 16 and 17 Thursday and Friday. Into the weekend, 12 degrees for a daytime high Saturday. 10 is the average daytime high for the next 3 days. And then the average high actually starts to drop off fairly quickly. So you've got some 6s and 7s in the forecast here for early to middle part of next week. But if you compare that to average, that's actually no worse than about average. By the end of October, the average daytime high is 5 degrees. So nice little warm up this week, and not super cold next week, but trending a lot cooler to end the month.
All right, thank you, Josh. A petting zoo just northwest of Calgary is closed after 7 suspected and 2 confirmed cases of avian influenza found in poultry. Butterfield Acres voluntarily closed last Monday, and on Friday, Alberta Health Services issued a formal closure order. The facility is scheduled to remain closed until it's deemed safe to reopen. While the risk for human infection of avian flu is low, anyone who visited the petting farm between October 6th and 12th and has flu-like symptoms is asked to contact HealthLink at 811 for assessment and testing. Canadian Tire will soon start to sell those distinctive Hudson's Bay blankets. The company says proceeds from the sales will go to Indigenous-led initiatives. Canadian Tire has promised to put at least $1 million into the fund, even if it doesn't sell $1 million worth of blankets. Canadian Tire bought Hudson's Bay intellectual property when the Bay declared bankruptcy. Well, when we return, providing shelter from the cold for stray dogs.
We could probably build 100 dog houses, and it still won't be enough.
CTV News at 5 continues.
As temperatures drop, a local initiative is working with Indigenous communities to protect their outdoor dogs from the cold. CTV's Sasha Petramala has more.
He's one of our dogs from the community.
This is Bowser. For dogs like him, living outside year-round is the reality, even during harsh Alberta winters.
A lot of the dogs that are out there, can't survive winter without any shelter or protection, and with a lack of resources available out there to them.
The Paws Up program is doing what they can to help out before the snow starts to fall.
We build dog houses and provide them for those that need them.
This weekend, they delivered 26 shelters for dogs living outdoors in Indigenous communities. Each house is insulated and filled with straw, giving each pup enough warmth to get by.
We have actually had one of our community members' dogs give birth in one of the dog houses in the wintertime. So luckily, all her babies survived because we were able to provide the shelter for them.
For volunteers helping out, that's what drives the hard work.
I just want them all to get homes. If I had an acreage, I'd probably have 20 dogs on it.
Paws Up Vice President Kirsten Yakimowicz says these shelters are a drop in the bucket when compared to how many dogs need them.
We could probably build 100 dog houses, and it still won't be enough.
This is the program's 3rd consecutive year building and delivering dog houses. Yesterday, dogs on Alexis Nakota Sioux Nation and Paul First Nation received their fetching new homes.
I love seeing the dogs get new homes too. It's very rewarding sometimes to see them find their homes.
Paws Up also provides grooming and vet care in the communities, as well as feeding hundreds of dogs and dozens of cats through its weekly Meals on Wheels program. Sasha Petramala, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, that's our show for this evening. Thank you for watching. Our municipal election coverage continues at 6, and with a special edition of CTV News Late Night beginning at 11 o'clock tonight. Now, CTV National News is next. Good night.